over more than 100 million years, long enough for continents to drift and empires to rise and fall. Some creatures have kept their primal forms like jade gems preserved by time. They are the ocean sailors, ageless voyagers. They are sea turtles. We call them living heritage. They watched the age of dinosaurs collapse and kept swimming through Earth's harshest eras. Yet their journey from palm-sized hatchlings to the quiet sovereigns of the open sea is a symphony of survival, trial, sacrifice, and undying hope. Every great journey begins at a familiar refuge, a sanctuary fixed by an unshakable instinct. For sea turtles, that place is the beach where they were born. Decades pass. After thousands of nautical miles, a female returns to precisely her natal shore, guided by the planet's magnetism. A biological compass science still has not fully decoded. She carries 80 to 150 potential lives. This is not merely reproduction. It is an act of absolute trust in nature's loop. When she has carefully covered the nest, she performs the final rite, a last glance over the boundless sea before slowly, heavily withdrawing to the water. She will never return to care for her young. Beneath the warm shell of sand, life is quickening. Sand temperature is not just an incubator, it is the arbiter of sex. Cooler sands yield males, warmer sands females. Their sex fates are sealed by the heat of Mother Nature. Then comes the first life and death moment, the emergence. From darkness, they must find their way to light. Moving as a cohort, they dig together and struggle together against the weight of sand. The moon is a guide, darkness is an ally. They must run. This is the final sprint. The ocean, the eternal refuge, is also the first battlefield. Survival odds are brutal. Of 1,000 hatchlings, perhaps 1 or 2 will reach adulthood. They must slip past aerial predators, sand lurkers, and the first lines of surf. Once they touch the sea, the hatchlings enter a mysterious phase often called the lost years. They vanish from human sight sometimes for a decade. They live on natural rafts, drifting the globe's great currents. Here, they learn to feed and to hide tiny predators, hunting plankton larvae and other small life. In these years, they grow not only in size, but in inner maps, magnetic fields, the scent of waters, the temperature of flows. Every smallest cue is recorded. The ocean is a ruthless teacher. It culls the frail and trains the fighters. When milk teeth have shed and the carapace hardens against first collisions, they are ready for the next chapter, coastal waters. Adulthood reveals striking differences in diet and behavior among species, each carving out its own ecological district. The hawksbill, a curator of the coral reef, its hook-shaped beak is the perfect tool to nip toxic sponges and pry life from rock crevices. They are custodians of reef hygiene. By contrast, the green turtle, omnivorous in youth, converts to a specialized grazer and underwater gardener. Its selective cropping sustains the health of seagrass meadows, the ocean's rainforests. And then the leatherback, the boneless giant. Without a hard, bony shell, it bears elastic skin wrapped over thick fat. This lets it dive to astonishing depths in pursuit of its preferred prey, jellyfish. Leatherbacks are masters of thermal adaptation. With unique blood flow and insulating fat, they can stay warm in near-freezing waters, the cold-braving explorers of the turtle clan. Every shell is a chronicle. Scientists can infer age, habitat, even geological events from growth layers etched into the carapace. A shell is a map of a life. It takes 15 to 30 years for a sea turtle to reach reproductive maturity. When size and years align, another call rises, the call to renew. With the tide of reproduction, adults face the longest, riskiest migration of their lives, the homeward odyssey. Males rarely revisit nesting beaches. They spend most of life at feeding grounds. Females once ready must navigate against currents for thousands of kilometers to the very place they left as a tiny egg. They use Earth's magnetic field as a universal GPS. A small navigational error, a slight shift in current temperature, can doom them to permanent detours or barren seas. For species that gather en masse, like leatherbacks, reunion is an epic. They must synchronize arrival at nesting beaches despite vast distances, a testament to deep social architecture, though we often see them as solitary at sea. After months on the move, she returns. Fatigue is etched into the heavy shell, but the reproductive drive is stronger than weariness. Egg-laying is ritual almost trance. When finished, she once more turns her back to land and faces the sea, the place she belongs. Sea turtles' extraordinary resilience carried them through millions of years of shifting geology, climate, and disaster. But in the last century, they have met a new fierce and unpredictable foe, us. For leatherbacks, a plastic bag is a deadly invitation. They swallow it, intestines clog, and a slow starvation follows. The ocean has become a vast dump, and sea turtles are among the first to suffer. Ghost fishing nets drift as eternal traps, snaring, slicing, and drowning these ancient beings. This is not natural predation, it is accidental neglect. Another invisible threat, global warming. Nesting beaches are heating up. Incubation temperatures now skew heavily toward producing females. Without males, the cycle breaks. The future of sea turtles is threatened by a glut of one sex, a direct rapid consequence of climate change they cannot match in time. Alongside pollution and climate shifts, the destruction of coastal habitats, nesting beaches, and coral reefs pushes them to the brink. From the Mesozoic to modern times, they endured mass extinctions. But will they survive ours? Fortunately, their instinct to endure has sparked a powerful human response. Conservation efforts span the globe, fueled by persistence and compassion. At hatch sites, scientists now guide that first crucial dash, the final sprint, helping tiny lives reach the water without the gauntlet of relentless predators. Organizations remove tons of derelict gear, saving countless marine creatures. Small acts in an immense sea, yet they create new islands of safety. We are learning to coexist, cutting plastic waste, protecting coastal feeding grounds, and securing nesting beaches, lightening the burden we unknowingly placed on these ancient travelers. The cycle goes on. Instinct does not betray them. If we can safeguard their paths, they will take care of the rest. Sea turtles evolved for a different world. They are living proof of life's absolute tenacity. They have not evolved to be faster or stronger by our metrics. They have evolved to be more persistent. Their journey from hot sand to blue abyss, from fragile birth to stately adulthood, reminds us of our inseverable bond with this planet. They swim the great currents, carrying the memory of millions of years. They are not merely animals. They are a heartbeat stretched from distant past to living present. It is our duty to ensure that this magnificent symphony of time is never silenced by our indifference.